Loathing. Welcome to BnL's Chug, just the tip slip of beer news that may or may not have pissed you off last week. We're picking the stuff that everyone else has covered to death, along with a few under-the-radar stories that probably got buried under the rest of the bullshit, just to rile you up one last time so you can move on to the new shit that'll piss you off this week. I'm Samuel Sly, bringing you 3 more minutes of disappointment. Left Hand Brewing is suing White Labs for $6 million over contaminated yeast. Now, wild strain of yeast was found to be involved with a $2 million product recall that caused bottles of their signature stout to overpressurize and, in some instances, explode the bottles. We have an alternate source that has told us the brewery was willing to let bygones be bygones until a White Labs rep mumbled, quote, "No use crying over spilt milk stout." The very unpopular and very unfair tax bill that the government just barfed onto us actually has a benefit for small breweries. Now, we didn't have the time or energy to summarize the ins and outs of what this means, but our amateur, non-Juris Doctorate opinion can conclude that it's probably good, and most likely won't be bad, but it won't be great, and it definitely won't be awful. It will just be... on to the next one. A popular Best of Beer festival from Rate Beer has been canceled and may not come back. I guess California will just have to make do with all the thousands of other beer festivals that happen throughout the year that are run by organizations that have minority ties with big breweries and other large for-profit corporations. Business Insider creates an article with tired headline that leads to an article with an already tired storyline. Honest question, have people already forgotten about the wine and spirits are the real enemy of beer talking points, or is Business Insider just really, really slow? Or are newsreaders just that ADD that they have to be reminded of these points every several months or so? Do I need to move on to the next headline? I do. Lastly, in world news, New Zealand is experiencing what we assume is a devastating beer shortage. So far, America has done what it does best in international crises: send thoughts and prayers or ignore it completely. Real talk. Now is the time to do some exporting, people. There's a lack of supply, and I know with my Kiwi brethren, plenty of demand. That's a recap. This week's Chug is brought to you by a 2016 Expedition Stout from BnL's Brewing in Kalamazoo, Michigan. David, this Chug's for you, buddy. Boom. Oh, that's so good. Come back next week to find out what pissed you off. Find out what pissed you off this week. You thought that was all right. Why don't you give us a subscribe on the old YouTube channel here? It's Tune In, Get Drunk. We do weekly chugs, we do other video stuff, and it's usually stupid, probably entertaining, things that you wouldn't want your mom to see.